Let's talk about the importance of skills acquisition in Nigeria's education sector.
Now, it's just very important that every child is being empowered with skills right from the cradle, because at the end of the day, whatever skill such child is empowered with helps him or her while he or she is growing, and then when he or she becomes an adult. Because at the end of the day, vocation or vocational education is key to every sector in the country. Now, let me take myself for instance. I've always had this talent of arts and all of that, and
Arts?
yeah.
Even when you were growing up?
Even when I was growing up.
Were you allowed to study music in school?
No, my parents actually never wanted me to do arts. They never actually wanted me to do arts.
Well, that was your dream.
That was my dream. And I kept on that. And today they are proud of what I've become.
Because you're successful?
Yes, because I'm successful in it. Because I've decided to ignore certain negative comments on studying art and all of that, which is very key. Now,
so Franca talked about incorporating vocations, right,
yeah,
into school's curriculum. What's your take on this?
Yeah, you can't do without it. You can't do without it, because at the end of the day, you discover that a child goes through the four walls of the classroom, and the school doesn't go through such child. So it is very important that every child who goes through the four walls of the classroom is allowed. We have the classroom going through such a child.
Okay, let me try to wrap my head around this. You say a child goes through the walls of a classroom, yeah, but the classroom doesn't go through the child.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Now you discover that after learning a trade or learning a course, such child doesn't know what to do with such knowledge.
Which Franca called employability.
Absolutely.
Huh.
So we've had cases like that where students go to school to study courses because their parents has asked them to study such courses, not what they actually would have wanted to study. Mm-hmm. So, which
is where the aspect of guidance and counseling comes in.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm. Yeah, so you're saying children should be steered towards their passion.
Towards the passion, because at the end of the day, if you decide to tailor what the child should learn, the child may not be able to become what he or she really wants to become, and then such child in future becomes a problem to both the parents and the society.
Yeah, but I mean, this show is called Business Insights, right? And vocations is very lucrative, like Franca said.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so would you want to speak to that as we wrap up? How, if you finish from school, you don't have to go for blue-collar jobs anymore. You could start your own skills, and then you can become a profitable businessman or woman. As we wrap up.
Yeah, when I speak about this, I take myself for instance. While I was in school studying arts, I was actually doing assignments for even my seniors, and I was paid for it.
Oh,
absolutely. Now, I used that to pay my bills. I used that to buy books and all of that. So, a child who acquires such skills finds it difficult to have funds, because when there are no jobs, of course we know there are no jobs, but you can create job for yourself. You can create job and then you employ people.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Dan is the MD, CEO, Brother Art Productions. He's also public affairs analyst and skills acquisition enthusiast. As we wrap up this segment, though, we talked about the budgetary allocation to the education sector earlier on, which Franca actually, she spoke to that a lot. But what are your thoughts, final thoughts on this topic as we wrap up?
Well, if a nation that doesn't invest so much in its educational sector is killing the educational sector, is killing manpower, is killing the human capital development that's supposed to be in such nation. So a nation with poor educational investments will not strive very well, especially in the global space.